Good evening, everyone. Hi. So, how's everyone doing? It's a Wednesday night and considerably a little bit more quieter today because this stream, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more of a personal thing, but it's fine. Right, so how's everyone doing? This is Commander Eiten Dylus logging in, and today we're going to be doing a writing stream. And as all of you has probably guessed, the stream for today is it's a very interesting one, and I'm not really sure how to really like explain it in like depth, but I mean, yeah, you know what? The concept is very simple for tonight. And if you guys are new to me, I'm a mercenary streamer. I'm from Malaysia, and I do more things than just play video games on stream. And one of those things is that I tend to how do you say this really? I tend to write stuff, and I tend to write stuff that I feel like would be cool in addition to my lore or things that I kind of feel for, and I haven't really been doing that nowadays, so I really apologize. Because for those of you who have been keeping up with me since the time I debuted back in like 2020, one of the things I really wanted to focus on was writing, because writing is the one way I feel like I stand out from a lot of other VTubers. And today, what's it called already? Today I am doing more. I'm doing more just writing stuff in general, because I feel like it'll be great to just get it out of the air. And this is a very interesting stream idea that I kind of like to I kind of want to like explore, because this is no longer just about a story about violence, killing, or anything related to lore, but rather it's more akin to sorry, my lost judgment has stopped talking, but this is more akin to my personal feelings towards streaming in general. And yeah, as you can see, the title of this is just Viewer count 0. What is this story all about? Very simply put, it's about streaming with 0 people. And it's something that I like to point out is something that happens frequently to a lot of friends of mine. And well, I say friends, I also mean professional acquaintances where they have very low stream count, but most of the time there is a little message on my screen right now. The one thing that actually inspired me was not only like a few the first off, the things that inspired me for this particular writing stream is one, it was a few X conversations that I actually saw about low stream counts and whatnot, and I felt like I could actually turn this into a stream idea. And the second one was a tweet that I actually had out the other night when I was on Twitter, because I felt like I was in a bit of a slow mood, but it quickly weaned off because I had like priorities for work. And this whole thing was asking me, like, I like having almost nobody around, at least just the people I know who chat with and just kind of talk to, because I felt like in that way it was just something that would give me some level of comfort. Because contrary to popular belief, even though I'm a streamer, I don't really enjoy like a massive crowd of people that I'm not really familiar with. Of course, I'll try to appeal to them, but I think my real life limit and my streaming limit of like how many people there should be is almost the same as like my tolerance for a very noisy class. I can handle like 15, 16 plus kids and more, but anything beyond that becomes this conundrum of noises that I can't really handle. So this time around, it's not like noises that I had to deal with. It's actually just people coming in and dropping by and saying hi. I can't really handle a lot of that. So it's weird that I actually find myself comfortable because of my job. And I wanted to explore more of this because back when I was starting out, I was not, even today, I don't think I will be called marketable. Interesting, yes, but marketable, no. So I've been having like the hardest time jumping off, because once people get to know me, it's okay. Like, people get to know me, that's good. Like I tell my kids, you need a good hook to your story. You can have the greatest story you've ever written, but if there is no good hook, no good first line, you can't see yourself reeling people in. And right now, my problem is I can write the most fantastic stories there are about my lore, but if I don't have a good hook, I don't know how to draw people in. And I have accepted my peace at that, and that's why today I'm writing viewer count 0. It's just most of a melancholic piece, and I don't really know where this would go, but I have an idea that will probably just end on the same words that you see right here. And how am I gonna start this? Right, hi. The door. I'm probably gonna start off by doing this, try to format the whole thing, because I cannot do this without like I cannot do this without doing my proper formatting now. So let me just try and get this sorted out. So viewer count 0, I think would do best if I came home from like work. The alarm at the side. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in a fair bit so that you guys can see what's going on here. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in like really close so at least you can see what's going on here, because if I don't, it's gonna be impossible to read this story. I do apologize if the stream chat is getting in the way of the writing. Is going to get in the way of like actually reading the text, but I think it should be fine. Yeah, see, here's the thing. The hook is something I need to kind of work on. My room flashed before my eyes. My feet scrambled. No, I don't think so. See, that's the thing. I don't really know how to write viewer count 0. I have an idea. It's like I want to talk about some things that I have back in my job experience. Maybe like how do you say it, right? Maybe just like a work experience I had and I came back home and streamed. I'm streaming. seem to weigh down on me as I scramble to my feet, finding for the source. Finding. You know what? I don't want to start with eyes. My ears. There was an assault on my ears. 18. What is a loud noise? 18 decibels? I think 18 decibels would be very loud. 18 decibels. What is a loud decibel? What's a loud decibel level? 100. There we go. Okay, so let me see what there is. A 90 decibel. Okay, you know what? Let's. A 90 decibel flashbang had gone. That seemed to sing. That seemed the form of a commercial. Good evening, guten tag. Hello, Chriser, and hello, Roy. I'm writing a story about my experiences as a streamer per se. So this story is gonna be a bit more on the personal side. So yeah, how are you guys doing? I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing this, but I'm gonna keep it short, probably just 1,000 words, in form of a commercial jingle I had downloaded years ago and hadn't bothered to change since. That's short for you, 1,000? Yeah, pretty short for me. My eyes darting around. That damn phone had to be here somewhere. About three embarrassingly long minutes later, I found it sitting underneath my bed. A massive. Yeah, so how are you guys doing? I'm just doing this. I'm gonna try and get as quickly as I can to the streamer thing, because I'm gonna try and base this off like actual work experiences, because there are a lot of times where I come back from work, I'm super goddamn tired. I kind of rest. Of course, now I don't have time to rest because usually I'm coming back home from work pretty late, so I don't have rest. And sometimes when I do get rest, I actually have to remind myself I have a stream. A massive, slightly rotting. We're doing okay. I feel like I made the stream last week because it was my birthday. Oh, happy birthday! How are you doing? What do you do for dinner? Oh, a massive queen size bed that used to host who stretches I sprawled upon in my sleep unconsciously. You know what? I want to keep this. I want to keep the bed. Massive queen side frame that had seen better days since its purchase in 2001. My back ached as I dragged myself from underneath out from dark reaches. I read the source alarm I had registered was still going on from its shadowy reaches. Pizza with a friend. It was okay. Ah, I see. That's good. Chriser, how about you? How are you doing? My back ache as I drag myself out from the shadow reaches, feeling as though a minute of rest, napping, or sleep more would have helped my current drowsiness. Okay, let's see. I read. My stomach hates me at the moment. Oh shit, what happened? I know I had Thai food just now. I haven't gotten the pain. Yes, hello. I'm great, I think. Oh, that's okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. Hey, that feeling didn't stop me from slowly going through the label attached to this alarm. Stream time. What's it called already? Stream preparation time. I don't actually have okay, funny thing, right? I actually don't have probably a crisp report I had this afternoon. Oh, suyuk. I see. Suyuk? Yeah, you gotta go to like a good supplier to get good suyuk anyway. But funny enough, I don't actually have what's it called already? I don't actually have an alarm for streaming per se. I usually just try and stream as quickly as I can, or I just message you guys and tell you that I don't have any time for anything going on right now. So yeah, there was no need to even look at the time, for instincts immediately told me that it was roughly. How difficult is it to rally yourself to stream on a bad day? So far I haven't had like a moment where I mean, if it's a really tiring day, as in like I had physical work, I had a lot of shouting to do, my voice is gone, then yeah, I would actually find it very difficult to rally, and most of the time I just postpone it. But there are times where I actually just rally myself to stream, and you can quite clearly tell when I'm forcing myself to stream. It's quite bad. I force myself quite badly, and it's just not very good. I don't know. It has been a long while since I had to rally myself to stream in a very bad condition, and I mostly do it when I mostly do it now with like a sort of clear mind. But there are times where I can. The problem is not starting the stream. The problem is actually rallying myself to stay focused throughout the stream, because if you see the streams that I sometimes have like Fire Emblem, I just get bored halfway through. Like my attention span is just not there if I'm really tired, because sometimes I just want to do video games, I just want to do editing, I just want to talk to friends, and I feel like the stream is a waste of time. That's when that tiresome rally is going on. It's very easy for me to get distracted. Sometimes if I stream my friend Rat, right, you can actually see it when I'm with him. Like I'm streaming with him, and then sometimes I would just kind of venture off doing my own things. It's a small quirk that I'm not going to attribute to any particular mental things, but I'm just gonna say it's just how I react to the world around me, and it's not exactly a good thing. I told you it was roughly 30 minutes before. I'm gonna do this before I actually became a teacher, so before 8. The rush. Doesn't even need to look at the time. Don't even look at the time. 8. On a Tuesday night when Mondays were a bad time to stream, especially with my internship going on, while Thursdays the less said, the better. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays were all I could spare. The weekends were out of the question entirely, lest I risk the wrath of the rest of a family who wanted I'm gonna keep this very ambiguous, who wanted their kid to join them on some romp through a new mall. Those keep popping up. Those seem to keep popping up every week or so. Yeah, if you live in KL, right, you probably know this. So, if you know KL, right, there's always going to be a new mall somewhere. So this is just basically my experience in KL directly. A boring, a tedious restaurant through the mall. Okay. Yes, yeah, every like Starling, Lalaport, all that shit. Like, I don't even know why there's just so many malls in Malaysia. Good lord, there's so many. Might as well just open up a small shop. Then again, I know a small shop is gonna be hard, but still, there's just so many freaking malls. Just, On Tuesday night. Okay, all right, so. What was it called? The rush to the bathroom was. How do I do this already? Those keep saying. See, so contributing to the perfect world. 86, maybe 7 malls. Yeah, it's such a weird thing. It's a very Southeast Asian thing, isn't it? Just like malls everywhere. It's roughly 30. Mondays were a bad time to stream. Right now, I was staring at a stream that demanded. I'm nowhere near KL. Yeah, that's true. Demanded some bit of charisma. I was staring at a stream that demanded some bit of charisma on my part. Clippily flopping. I'm okay with just it's a nice cool place to just walk around. Yeah, actually, it's a pretty nice cool place. But especially if you have work, it's like it builds an existential dread in you. My chair rolled across the tiny avenue that remained between the wall and the massive queen size bed. You know what? Yeah, queen size. You know what? Queen size bed. Slept. I frequented. We frequented after work. My eyes were staring at a slowly booting monitor. I looked at the subject of today's stream, a video game. How do you say? Okay. Do I want to do multiplayer or single player? I feel like single player would actually be nice. You know what single player would be? A single player game that play a game that seemed to be that I had enjoyed in my as a kid, but nobody seemed to know of today. Immediately, a few ideas started populating my head as I rushed to the bathroom for a quick freshen up. Was it for a quick wash? Some good, some bad, some very, very childish ones. After a year of streaming, I could there was what's it called? All, of course, built up over a year of streaming. Also, when I had gotten back, the clock had shifted faster than I expected. With Barely. Oh yeah, this is gonna be my experience because sometimes I take too long to shower and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk out and then hopefully I'll be able to just finish it up. And it turns out I only have roughly 10 minutes to start the stream. So this is just gonna be completely from my point of view in this particular thing. So it's gonna be quite interesting, not gonna lie. Yeah, you can see already. Barely 30 minutes to spare. Better than I expected. You know what? The clock on my computer had shifted faster than I anticipated. 10 minutes remained, and which sent my fingers into a flurry of which sent my fingers into a flurry of furious what would I put here? The furious sent a flurry of furious mashing on their fingers mashing over my private server. Private server sounds so bad. Private server sounds horrible. I don't know what to say. It just sounds so weird. You know what? I'm gonna make a fictional streamer for this. I'm not gonna use my actual streamer persona. It's too easy to like go on the Merc persona. Good evening, social lights. I'm just gonna do like in my open. 10 minutes remain till I streamed. A younger me would have expected some of my viewers, some of my friends, all streamers around, mostly streamers around my age or even younger, to react with some adulation or interest. This is very personal. 5 minutes. As I set up my software, I couldn't help but the older me was not surprised at all to find that nobody was reacting. There wasn't even a sigh on my end. Of my end. Of course, nobody would react. Nah, I don't want to be too too relatable so far. Let me see if I can have anything else. Let's go have ODST music on. Yeah, we have ODST music. There we go. Okay. No, outside my end. Okay. It reacted. Till I stream this game. Okay, I'm just gonna say this game, right? I'm just gonna keep it very non-specific. You know what? This game would be completely fine. I set up my software. The lack of responses did not even phase the older me. Okay. Once I had finally cleared up the mess that was my desktop, all cluttered with absolutely cluttered with spreadsheets filled. No, I want to use a word that's more dramatic. Filled with dozens of company names, from my own job. I set up the camera and sat there for a moment. The question came. The ideas came back. I had a recent work experience that I could use to lighten the mood. Something related to an office mishap between some of my colleagues that resulted in a thoroughly interesting conversation between my boss and a nearby between my boss and the local security. Gods. Imagining the script that formed following this recollection was run through several times as I booted up. Started as I played as the stream. As the stream booted up into the waiting room I had crafted a year ago. It was not much. I still didn't have the money to afford anyone expensive, but I liked it personally. Three minutes to go before I started speaking to the crowds. Was it called? Or did I start speaking to world beyond? The viewer count remained 0. Okay, there you go. That's the one. The ideas came back. I had a recent experience. Okay, something related to the office bishops. Okay. I held my breath and with the flexibility of an overworked intern, I stole a sip from my nearly empty bottle. I should have filled that up before I streamed. For some reason, this is starting to get really. I don't know how it's starting to it's starting to feel kind of very relatable, honestly, and it's kind of strange, not gonna lie. 1 minute. I watch the scrolling text on my waiting screen while thinking more about the office accident. When the clock hit 9, when the clock hit 9, my mouth immediately began rattling off my usual introductions. What do I want to name this person? I have to make this a VTuber, right? So, how do I want to do this? This is gonna be so fucking weird. Good evening, socialites. Kawaii-chan. This is your local streamer. This is your local office princess. Do I want to go office princess? You know, Office princess. It feels so weird. Okay, here's the thing. I don't want to get this wrong because the feeling of having viewer count 0. No, wait. I'm gonna think this more before I say it because I know some of you in the audience will sound. Some of you in the audience will start to bash me immediately. Frig. What would be a funny name? Lane. You know what? Lane. 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 No, I don't want to say Lane Martinez. We need to try and keep it like sort of here. I think Lane would be fun. Lane. You know what? Screw it. I'm looking up and I'm looking at my like, what's it called? I'm looking up right now. I'm looking out at my Gundam actually. Like you can see me. I'm legitimately looking out at my Gundams just for inspiration. I'm looking up for like inspiration or like what name. The thing that I see above me is like Mercury, Momax, Belkin, God Gundam, Nightfall, Zaku, Atlas, Jigen. Do you see? What do I want to use, mercenaries? I think I'm gonna use Belmax. Yeah, there you go, Belmax. Tuning in. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday, as I sure have been. I find it so weird. I'm actually scripting someone's introduction. Oh no. But this is like it's something I start off with. You go, main Belmax tuning in. I hope you've been having a wonderful. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. And how is everyone doing? Tonight we'll be playing. Okay, there you go. I kept talking. The atmosphere in my room got colder. The prattling. I did nothing to hide my discomfort at the lack of foresight. The lack of foresight. Do I want to put it at the lack of foresight? My god. I kept talking. I kept on with my introductions. Quietly noticing that my room had gotten more colder. Suddenly, it made me think of my electric bills. Suddenly, kind of gotten the fact that I blurted out on stream. You know how you blurted out live. So you know how to. So you know how can get carried away with your aircon on a hot day. I think I did just that. So I'm pretty. This doesn't sound like a normal person, but it's a story, so I'm gonna let it pass. It's just supposed to be entertainment. I think I just. Yeah, my aircon. Yeah, my own aircon is freezing my feet away. Hope you guys installed. I hope you guys are keeping up with your bills. On my face was a on my virtual face was a wide smile. In real life, that smile had hints of the hints of regret. Shouldn't have said that about my life. Oh my god! I continued my greetings as I spoke on and on. The viewer count remained zero. Remained zero at zero. That's low-key relatable, and I kind of hate that lol. I shouldn't have said that about me. Yeah, that's true. It's like when you're a VTuber, you actually get to this. I say that because I am very firm about my beliefs. I say that because I'm very firm about my beliefs of my iPad. What was it? No, it was supposed to be like a phrase. Okay, I'm taking this off from my actual stream because right now, if you notice, there's 4 people watching. There really is just 3 because I'm using an iPad right now. So I say that because I'm very firm about stance on internet. Yeah, that's true. It's alright, but still, it's kind of like I shouldn't have said this on my iPad, not counting as an actual viewer. I took my my introduction stopped for a moment so that I could catch my breath. Then it went continued, renewed by the topic of today's stream. For today's stream, socialites, I think you can guess. What today's topic is all about. We're just going to continue where we left off in this game from our last stream on this game. I'm gonna specifically avoid bringing up a game. Our last stream on this game. I'm still pretty stoked about you know what? I'm just gonna make a character's line. It's gonna be fictional, so about Chevy's betrayal and whatnot had me thinking about many things. What is wrong? Okay, hold on, wait. Chi from Jersey. Ain't no way, no. Chevy, it's Chevy. No, it's Chevy. It's not Chi. It's not Chevy. It's just Chi, bro. Okay, for some reason this one is just not. It's not. For some reason this seems very relatable already. Seems very relatable. You know what? I like the story. I like it. It's Chevy. I was thinking of Evelyn Chevalier for some reason. Many things. Only Chi is a crazy man. Shut up, Omega. My god, but welcome to the stream. Many things. My Snow White. Snow White. My okay, if we're gonna make a girl streamer, I want to think of like my model moved around energetically. Energetically. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna use this Lane Belmax's face body moved around energetically. Her electric green hair and what am I supposed to say? Electric green hair and what? Yeah. It's gonna be strange. How do I put it? Really, electric green hair and knightly decorum. Okay, what is this with the text? Text is not correct. A knightly decorum. I'm gonna shift it a bit more. A knightly decorum swaying in the non-existent wind. Of course, it was all mostly a lie. I was neither energetic at the moment, nor was I stoked. Okay, this is gonna be a reference to my Fire Emblem streams. I had played this game when I was younger. Feverishly so. And there was nothing in this game that particularly got me hyped up. Not particularly hyped up, okay. Say for some really cool, for some extremely exciting, extremely cool actions, animations. The company that had made this game had long departed, and deep down, I wish they would. I hope they were out there making better games. This is not only reference to Fire Emblem. This is reference to fucking SLAI, because I had this thing where I saw that game. It looked cool, and I don't know what happened to people. Had long gone broke. And deep down, I hope the staff behind it. Nonetheless, I continue. I was still going on. Alright. I'm not going to waste any more of your time, socialites. It's time to continue our adventure. As usual, I began playing the game, never taking my eyes off the viewer count. For it's time to continue our It was still 0 if you curious. Yet it never really bothered me. Yet no, I gotta say this more indirectly. I gotta be more implicit about this. Yet I hadn't started feeling that sensation of loneliness that most of my friends had. With such numbers. Okay. Okay. There were many talks about the dreaded 0. How it meant that you weren't being picked up by the algorithm, or no, you weren't being picked up by the algorithm by an in by a dic- by a godlike by the godlike algorithms of whatever platform you whatever platform you decided to stream on. They were crazy about it to the point where they tried their best to expand and rampantly chase after new opportunities. I feel like I'm bashing the people I know already, but anyway, that's not it. Zeros were the worst. According to them. What kind of things could you talk about with that number? Apparently, they all mention nothing. Interesting, because I remembered my internship and began my long kayfabe breaking. Okay, so if you're not sure what the meaning of kayfabe means, kayfabe, as what I could tell, is basically that persona that you put up. The fact or convention of presenting stage performances as genuine or authentic. So let's say, for example, Lane Belmax is a knight. He has to be sort of like, ho ho ho, hello, and like if I say like like the one is like, good evening, socialize. This is your local office night princess, Lane Belmax, tuning in. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. And how is everyone doing? Tonight we'll be playing something like that, but for me, I don't have the pressure. Like, the mercenary character is quite literally just me in real life. Of course, tuned up to an extreme degree because of all the cannibalism and whatnot. So it felt like I never really had to maintain a kayfabe. Was it an authentic performance for everybody? But I'm just doing this for the stream to really just ramp up the theme of what I'm going for. But as you can see, apparently I've already reached 1,000 words without like thinking. So yes, Roy, if you're still watching, yeah, 1,000 is actually quite short for me. God, I'm gonna laugh because I feel like the story of Lane Belmax is going to go on, and there will actually be a Lane Belmax. Imagine a story I write about a VTuber, right? And then for whatever reason, my VTuber actually gets picked up by like another like streamer, and for some reason, like later down the line, because I still think I'm gonna be streaming in the future, even when I'm like 30 years old, 35 years old. I'm probably gonna see like I'm gonna see you in the streaming steam, and then I look to like my recommendations, and then I actually just see outright from like the corner of my eye an actual VTuber with the same theme and everything, actually called Lane Belmax, and I would just be like, do I own you? Do I not own you? What is the meaning of this, chat? I'm kind of confused and deeply worried. It was an interesting fact to keep in mind, because mostly because just as I was entering another of the game's fast was it called steampunk-esque dungeons, I remember my internship, my experience at my internship. Thus, Lane Belmax's Blaine Bell Max's Kefabe breaking story began. Speaking of, did you know that something crazy happened at work? I mean, some of you may not find it pretty crazy, but as someone going to work in an office for the first time, I found it pretty nuts that I had to be the intermediary between, what's it called? I had to watch a bunch of adults not really acting like adults. I don't really know how to put it, but I'll try and break it down for everyone. The script worked like clockwork. From start to end, worked like clockwork. Went on like clockwork. I painstakingly, there was nothing but painstakingly real details about this. It's very interesting just thinking about this right now. I can take the story anywhere. I think I'm in a good place. By common agreement. What's it called? A zero turnout. A zero turnout. You know what? Zero turnout, by common agreement, was the worst thing that could happen in history. Okay, zero. It was mostly because as I was entering, I had remembered my internship kerfuffle. I like using these words, kerfuffle. Does like painstaking detail. No, okay, no, all right, okay. Painstaking details about the events at my office. It all started from Monica, one of my co-workers, who was busy getting. Now here's the thing. Was it called busy getting? Was it busy? Busy hosting the. What's it called? Busy. I'm gonna try and relate more on pet experiences. Busy hosting a family of two. Busy with an appointment with a couple that had recently filed for divorce. Wait, hold on. What? I need to figure this out. Filed for divorce. Where do you file a divorce? I'm actually quite curious. Where do you file a divorce? I'm not joking. I legitimately want to know, where do you file a divorce in Malaysia? I'm actually looking it up right now. Divorce procedures, prerequisites. Okay. Joint divorce petition, conciliation, Jabatan Pendaftaran Negara. Oh my god. No, wait, hold on. This is a bit too extreme. What already? Is divorce a thing in Malaysia? RSC, you need to go to court. If we're gonna do internship, we're gonna have to do something a little more, like a little less what's it called already? A little less like extreme. I want to try something a little less extreme. I want to try something not like my work experience wasn't this crazy. I didn't deal with divorce obviously, but still I want to try and at least just yeah. Let me just see what I have here. For some reason I'm looking at something else entirely. Now that's how you know I'm a real streamer, because I'm getting I'm getting distracted at this point. Oh no. Why am I getting distracted? No. Gotta stop looking at Nexus mods. No. Mr. House. That's how you know I'm a genuine streamer. I'm a genuine like guy that just gets distracted. Because look, he was busy in appointment. With an appointment. I was working on an appointment with several clients from an affluent company. My place Monica for Muslim, if what really is a thing. Yeah, it is. Monica was, I would call, what most people would call a, how do you say, Monica was gifted with what I call the gift of the gab. The gab. You know what? The gab. The gab. The ability to spontaneously charm individuals through irrelevant personal stories and anecdotes about work scattered in between her dialogue. If that confused you, I'll put it in simpler Lane Belbeck style terms. She spoke good. She spoke good. Very good. Unfortunately, what's it called? Monica's had her off days. Working in an office days where her gap would stop working, replaced by something that most people call the shambles. If you've ever flubbed up at a class presentation in front of the bored waiting eyes of a dozen college students, the shambles is the more extreme version of that. I hope the story so far is easy to follow, because I'm trying to figure out like see, the funny thing about me writing right now is I'm in the zone and I'm trying to write in a way that if I were to ever show this to a student, I can actually just sort of say, okay, I found a story online written by someone, and yeah, it's written in a way that feels like it's easy to read for everybody, and it's still complicated. So I just hope it works so far, because it's something I find hard to gauge. Because if you look at my older stories, like the time I did for the 5th anniversary, I wrote like some extremely complicated things. Well, extreme version of that. And a professor who's working for pennies. And what's it called? Graduate professor lecturer working for pennies. More extreme version of that. I knew her assignment. We all knew assignment. For the boss, Monica's job had, even though she was only an intern, had gotten a lot more. Oh, you know what? I don't even want to. For my boss, Monica's job today. Is it today or is it tomorrow? I think I should say. I think I'll go up here. Let me see. 30 minutes, blah blah. Adulation, interested, blah blah. Okay, instead of saying the local security guards and another company people. Okay, I'm gonna change this. I'm record gone. Lighten the mood. Okay, lighten the mood. Okay, office mishap. Several thorough. See, you see now my bad habit is my bad habit is just going back and reworking scripts. If you're familiar with this sensation, then yes, I feel you very much. Another and another some reps from another company. And suddenly had the weight of a dwarf star on her. She fumbled hard. We had spent the morning trying to help Monica calm her nerves through idle chatter and was called light-hearted talks about random stuff we found online. And the following lunch, and all watched as she stepped into the room with two very nobody blamed her for fumbling. We had spent the morning trying to help Monica calm her nerves through either chatter and lighthearted talks about random stuff we found. We had a weekend. Okay, I'm trying to use more clock. All of us watched as she stepped into the room. When the clients came in, a pair of richly dressed what do I want to richly dressed Korean seniors carrying around briefcase who seemed to Korean seniors, I think, all over our tiny office. I suddenly all of us gradually stopped work. Eventually, when Monica greeted them and started the negotiations, we had all paused our breaths and kept our ears wide open. Okay, I think this should be good. All right, I think this should be good. This, I related to the socialites. These are related to the number 0. So my friend was in there with these dudes. Really scary looking dudes. I don't even think I could sit in there with, even if you gave me a raise. They were absolutely terrifying. Really scary looking dudes. Really scary looking dudes. I don't think I can say that. For the first few minutes, I was like, is she gonna do it? Is she gonna help our teams, help our tiny little office score a big win? I never felt this way before, even when I was in college. Cause was it college assignments? They are pretty lecturers can be hard asses at times, but never super meaning that. It's scary. To interrupt the reading, this is a hyperbole. There are scary as shit lectures out there. It really does sound like the very informal version. Not working. The cramped meeting room, sitting underneath dim orange lights that had to surrounded by a autumn leaves. Later autumn leaves. We had all paused our breath and kept our ears. Let's open. This I related to the number 0. Yeah, 0 is gonna be a constant word in this one. Okay, never that scary. It went on well. Couple of minutes, me and my friends sitting there, kinda fiddling our thumbs and whatnot, and we were just thinking about how we could big when sorry, let's continue. When Monica, negotiations got pretty rough. the Korean gentleman, as far as I could remember, were representing a pretty big tech company, an internationally renowned tech company. Our boss wanted to see if they were interested in a what's it called? A joint program, joint initiative to help prepare former college students in the engineering field for work in their company. Either something I saw something in that conversation, in that negotiation, was phrased wrongly in Korean, or they simply were offended by the idea of having to purposely train graduates for the working world. Because the moment their voices were raised, we all started whispering to each other. Poor Monica. She couldn't control her tone. Out of most of the people in the office, I knew a lot more about her than she let on. Her girlfriend and her partner and girlfriend, and partner, her family struggles, likes and dislikes, the way she talked, and how she maintained her face. All these I knew intimately, yet could not use to help her out as she was bombarded by the Koreans. Bombarded by the Koreans. Oh no, that's a bad line. I watching her get bombarded by these angry old men made me insanely furious. A sensation an emotion I started leaking into Lane Belmax's usually refined, calm voice. And it's not a bad thing. It's like bad clients. These are like I'm thinking of like a conflict between like old Japanese men and like the younger generations. Hello, party people. There were I could use. Hello, Mello. We're doing something called Viewer Count 0, where I write about a streamer that is talking to absolutely 0 people. So yeah, this is interesting so far, and we're doing a girl streamer named Lane Belmax. The real name that somehow I recognize you through the mannerism. Oh yeah, because the name is different, right? I know instantly when I see like party people, I know it's Mello. Hello, Mello. She worked her ass off. Who wouldn't be pissed at some old men? I cracked. Yet the count. Hello Neil, I always imagine it has the same first chat message. It's okay. It's like I immediately know it's you anyway if you like have a different one. I cracked. Fortunately, the dignified Belmax. What's it called? The dignified Belmax calmed down as the game progressed to the end of a combat encounter. I'm just gonna emphasize the fucking unfair. It's like when you have a streamer, right, who's always say so, and let's say for example, right, you have the whole live streamers, and like now it's probably normal for them to say like fuck or some shit like that. But when they first started out, it was kind of like surprising to just hear them say fuck, which is why Coco was like a big thing back then. It was like, hello, good morning, motherfuckers. It's like that. So I'm just using this right now from that frame of reference. Remember, the time frame for this is roughly around when the EN gens were starting. So I'm gonna put myself in here from what I can remember. It progressed to the end of a combat encounter. The story continued. As I could remember, going into what happened after Monica had been admonished in her to say, Brand is like people the Ripper was not like she turned that fucking shit off. Trying on the Brand. I don't know about Pippa, man. Pippa is okay, but like here and there. To say that it was a shit storm was an understatement. The Korean men were very. It seemed our boss had made a bad call with these people who clearly wanted graduates who know their shit instead of who know their stuff over wasting time training them for the things or specific tasks. Monica's shambles had only made negotiations go up. What's it called? Finally. Was it called? Unfortunately, that wasn't even the end of the day's troubles. Just before they had left, our boss, who had noticed the commotion and a Korean tirade coming from our future partners stepped out of the office. I remember holding on to Monica. composed. I think composed herself or at her. Listening as the boss talk to them. Okay, right. This is way more interesting. God, writing streams really just bring out different energy, isn't it? As the boss tried herself to keep them, tried to negotiate themselves by themselves. Well, negotiate would be a strong term. By the end of a 5-minute standoff, the boss kindly ushered them out of the office. By kindly, I meant with a stern look and negotiate would be a strong term. There are actually people like this, you know, in people like corporate, there are people like this that can get very offended by the idea of this particular service. I don't know whether it happens with like the older generation of workers, but I do know younger people, they do have this. But it doesn't really happen as much because a lot of people like to value privacy. But I distinctly didn't she say she hate then that Irie see people's song she hates. Oh hey Zero, I'm not really sure, man. I don't really keep up with Pippa, honestly. I don't really keep up with most other people, so the view count 0. I meant with a stern look. Oh wait, that is hey Mega. Yes, I kindly with a stern look and a okay. Right, okay. By the end of a 5-minute standoff of words, we knew that our deal was really fucked 10 ways from the original goal. It was made worse when Monica herself was called in. I won. My face was absolutely crushed. It was crushed. How do you say it? I don't want to overuse it and my eye face. It's really. Okay, it was made worse by the boss. And I can tell you for sure that I felt bad. At that moment, Lane Belmax broke again. Stupid man. Oh, Jesus. The fucks. Oh yeah. Now is the part where I write the dignified character swearing like a sailor. Yes. Still, the count was 0. I can't. Yeah, this is getting into fiction territory. This is clearly fiction already from the way I'm writing this character. I was praying so hard, guys, that that my friend wouldn't get overwhelmed, hassled by my boss. And last I saw her, she at her table and stopped there. Not because I was sad, no, but because I was aware. Because I was getting too depressed. Because I was not too depressed. No, too depressed is like a different way. It was because I was getting too worked there for a moment. Main Belmax. Working's hard, you know. So many things that the world, school and college don't really teach you about all this. All these stuffy suits, all the regulations. It's like being thrown to the sharks on your worst days. Honestly, while I don't prefer to go back to school and all, and that I won't go on. Private information. So bracket is just basically her like noting to the viewers. Private information. I don't prefer going back to school and all. Find that there is some kind of yes. No. No, what's it called? No risk of losing a job, no need to appease grouchy old people. Like being free in a small can. I thought more. I like where I was going. I liked where I was going with this. Monica's reaction after that came to mind. Fortunately, socialites, I can say it all ends well. My boss, no, our. Oh no! You can't see that. That's a bad juju. That's a bad juju. You can't see that. That's private information, mercenaries. You can't do that. That's the bad juju. Okay, what else? Let me see. I don't know why I'm back to looking at New Vegas stuff again. Why am I looking at New Vegas things again? It's Nakupo, time to nuke VOD. Nah, there's nothing there, bro. At least it's not pornography, man. That one was bad. That one was just outright bad. It was just bad. God, I still remember that one. Advanced recall sprinting knife. Let's see. I'm just looking at some stuff here, man. I gotta stop looking. Sorry, binary incident. Either you click on the link or you don't. Yes, it's so binary, bro. I'm still so worked out about that stupid fucking game, man. What an absolutely stupid way for that stream to end, just for us to just like accidentally click on like pornography. Good lord. No, not click on pornography, not knowing that the game we're gonna click on is actually pornography. God. Yeah, and that happened. You can see the VOD, but yeah. Right. So anything else? I want to quickly end this already. Our boss wasn't actually going to eat her alive. They're really nice. Like my tone was suggesting. I can't really say what happened, but what's it called? I was cut off by boss battle. In between my strikes, turns, and potions, I continued my rather I continued my rather surprisingly pleasant reflection. I saw her. You know what? Actually, I should say them. I'm gonna say them. They were at their table and yeah, I saw them looking much happier. Like there was a faint smile on her face. I remembered something then about my boss, because I've had group leaders and school teachers, lecturers and school teachers that didn't give a damn about us. Right, they didn't give a damn about us. Called shitheads. Call us pretty bad things in front of both ways. Out of all the people I've met that were my seniors, my boss might be the nicest person around me. I think it's helping me realize that working isn't that bad, despite having these kinds of crummy people around beating down. I think you just need to have a strong circle. Support circle. You know? And just like that. Just like that. The boss battle ended. Suddenly, as I breathed out and celebrated, I noticed that my exhaustion from earlier had dissipated. I felt like I could easily go on for another chapter. Had disappeared, replaced by a far lighter chest that had more room to wiggle around. This is a bit weird, but trust me. For this stream, Lane Belmax smiled. For the office princess, night princess smiled. It was a real one. For the stream, I looked at the viewer count again. 0 yet. Done. That's it. We're done. Alright, there we go. We're done. It's done. We're done with the story. 2,460 words. Well, I guess minus 3, it's technically 2,457 actually. So yeah, 2,460 words. It's pretty good. So far, I find like the story, it's not that bad. It's 7 pages long, and I don't know. It feels pretty good actually. It feels good writing about this, because the real reason why I wanted to write this is because I have you guys around now, but there are many days where I don't have you guys. Sometimes because I know you guys are busy. Like, say for example, Battlefield. Like, sometimes you're just not there. Yet I don't feel like I am pressured by the 0 or the 1s that I see in my chat. It is more akin to just having a conduit for me to speak out about my speak about my life that I do with my parents, but also would like to speak out to an audience where I can be more informal instead of speaking in a certain manner. And I feel like this story is a good way for me to condense what I was feeling about this whole thing. I don't know whether the story makes sense to anybody, but as a streamer, I popped out on a lot of things. So it's nice. It feels like this is one of the better stories. I clearly wanted this from the very start. I wanted it to have repetition. The viewer count remains at 0 the whole time that Lane is just talking, right? Lane is just talking. She's just consistently at 0 viewers. Like, no one is listening to her, no one is watching her, but she streams and she wants to talk about her issues. And by the time that she finishes talking, it's not like she feels lonelier. No, actually, because if you see at the end, right, it just gets better. Like, she just finds that kind of release a lot more interesting, you know. So I feel like this is actually a perfect ending. This is like a perfect ending, and like my statement on having no viewers, because of course if you want to stream as a job, having 0 viewers obviously is not profitable. At the same time, it is not a doom thing, because I have been on this platform for 5 years, and I haven't had like the best success. Hell, if I look at my statistics right now, I roughly have around a 706 subscribers. I don't have that much attention. My last video barely broke 100 views, man. It barely broke 100 views, and it was, I don't know. It is just something I found very interesting, that unlike a lot of my friends or like my colleagues, I am not affected by this, and I think it's mostly helped by the fact that I treat it like a stream, not like a hobby. I feel like it's hard to put it in words for like someone who really wants to see it as like a job, because I think that's my understanding. If you start treating this like a job first thing without understanding just how what's it called, just how troublesome it can be, I don't know. It's something, but whatever it is, the story is done. Thank you guys for joining for today's stream. I'm surprised I managed to finish this kind of a long story from start to end, but I think it's mostly because I wanted to really, I had a goal, and I've been teaching writing for a long while, so it's just something I don't know. I hope you like Lane Belmax as a character. Maybe I will revisit this person again in the future. But if I feel like for a one-shot, it's a pretty solid one. You know about Lane Belmax. You know about her life. You know about her parents and family. I feel like compared to like another work like 5 shots where you already know it's me, there's almost 2 hours for almost 2,500 words. I can definitely crack more, but I'm not doing something law related. I have a specific goal, so it's pretty good. I think Blame Melmax is a more interesting character because it's a bit closer to Dylus than Dylus is actually close to me. Because all these are built from experiences that I've had as a streamer. And yet, despite me being in a situation where someone more enterprising would be a lot more discouraged, I'm actually fine. I'm actually happy wherever I am. Granted, I have work fulfillment, so it probably is because of that. What is that music? Oh no, it's playing eulogy from what's it called? It's playing eulogy from what's it called, Andor. Okay, I can't have this music. I'm gonna have back the ODST music. But other than that, I think it should be I think it should be fine. I think this is a pretty good stream. So if you guys want to read the story, I'm gonna put it up on my server, and I'm gonna put it on Twitter anyway, so you guys can just read through it and enjoy the story. But if you ask me, I'm satisfied. This sums up all my feelings on what's it called, having 0 views. And if you guys are ever interested in me exploring this particular story, please go through it whenever you can. It's a nice short story. I don't think it'll take too long to read. So yeah, thank you very much for coming to the stream. Alright, so yes, I will now announce what we're doing for the rest of the week. So for this week, we only have one more stream left, which is Straftat with Rat and friends. I don't know who else Rat got for the stream, so hopefully it will be good to just see who is coming over. But other than that, I'll look forward, because I don't mind a good shit talk. If it's some people that I know, I think it'll be really great. But otherwise, I'm all good. And yeah, this actually feels like I actually put a weight off my shoulder. And sorry about how do you say it already? Someone already sorry if the stream is a little less talky. It's more of like writey, but that's why I like these writing streams, honestly. And you know what, I think what's it called, I think I want to do more. I really need to do more what's it called, I really need to do more what's it called already? I need to do more writing streams. I hope you liked today's writing stream, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in the process, always go through the VODs. But Yeah, that's it. Thank you. And I'll see you Friday for Straftad. With that, thank you, Mercenaries, for coming. Glory be a day, everyone, and have a good one. Good night. Bye-bye. Move it, I'm ending! Rah!